Okay, everybody. Let me give a little bit of a breakdown. This is the final portion of the outer part of the snorkel. Um, ABS cement. I sanded it, primered it, cemented it, lined every one of them up. As you can see, they were numbered as well. Down. This goes all the way straight through the fender well, and then inside here, and that's where the airbox will be, right here. So this is the first portion of it. I just wanted to make sure that it was all mounted and glued and everything like that. So all I have to do is put the pieces on and get it all hooked up inside. So you can see it's not moving. The brackets make it look a little bit janky, but you know what? I'm not gonna even worry about it. Maybe later on I might put some plastic around it and then spray paint it so that at least the brackets are black too. But as of right now, it's looking okay. Everything's lined up. I just have to wait for the glue to set and everything's good. But hopefully it does not get water in it. I'm hoping that it works. So yeah, there you go. Good morning, everyone. Finishing up my snorkel here, so I thought I'd update everybody on how it's going. So basically, last weekend I did the whole outside. It doesn't look pretty, but it'll do. What it does is that all these are glued. I had primered them, glued them, and I mocked it all up before I did all this. And then as I was building it or gluing it together, I was building it, going all the way up. Yeah, the strap system is a little bit, like I said, janky, but whatever. I'm not gonna sit here and complain when it works. So everybody's asking me why I put it on top of the truck, because why would you want it right here? I mean, in all honesty, that kind of looks retarded. You might as well just go the extra 6 inches and put it to the top. I mean, what? Oh wow, you gain, you know what I mean? Like, I don't see, my truck's not very tall anyway, so I don't see the 6 inches being any more of a deal of getting through anything. So yeah, so it goes through the fender well right here, up underneath here. So, it goes all the way up. I was a little worried about articulation, because when I redo my front suspension system, I want as much articulation as I can. So I was worried about that, but in all honesty, I don't see my tires coming up any higher. Well, I mean, they might get in here, but I doubt they'll get like up in this area. So yeah, it goes in there, comes out through there, 90 degree, and then I had this box made for me. I used some RTV sealant and made like a little seal for it. It's not permanent. I'll put some more RTV, like a thick bead right here on the inside, and then let it sit and then make that, like, allow that to sit and form and harden. So that'll be like a gasket on top. And so there's the top over there that bolts down onto that. This piece I bought offline is an adapter for my carburetor for an air filter box, auxiliary air filter box. The old air filter right here just sat on top, you know what I mean? And so the problem with that is that when it sits on top, I have no inner fender wells, and when I would go through water very fast, one time I actually killed the truck. So ever since then, I basically said I wasn't going to change this all to EFI and put everything all back onto here, because it's a giant setup that really takes up a lot of room. And I mean, obviously EFI is better, but I didn't want to do all that. That was going to be expensive. So I mean, this system right here cost me a few $100s. It was $100 to get this made because my friend did it all. Okay, so about this, it's got 2-inch pipe, 2-inch outer diameter pipe on the outsides. And what he did was that he had this base plate, welded a 3-inch outer diameter pipe to fit this Spectre air filter that you can get at any AutoZone. It's a performance air filter. And he basically just welded that 3-inch outer diameter pipe to the base plate, and then we drilled a 2.5-inch hole through the base plate in the center of where that hole, or where the pipe was, and then just welded the 2-inch pipe, or 2.5-inch pipe. I'm sorry, these are 2.5-inch pipe on the outside. So and then he made the box. he did all of it himself, and so that's the reason why I paid him so much for it. So yeah, that was how this was made. It's got a top. I drilled all the holes and everything like that. 2.5 inch. I bought these couplers at Home Depot. They're where the ABS section is. And so while I was buying all these little attachments, I bought these couplers. And so what it'll do is that this coupler is going to come out into a 90 degree, and then there's going to be a 90 degree, and it's just going to sit there and couple to that 90 degree like that, well, somewhat like that. And that'll obviously be drilled down, bolted down. It's got a rubber seal around it, so it does seal. I had to seal the bottom right there with RTV to make sure that it seals completely, so this thing's not going to leak air. And basically I'm just waiting for this piece right here, small piece of cut, so that it can fit right into there. And that end will go right into that coupler right there, and all I have to do is just wait for the RTV to dry, and it should be ready to run. Then, I'll be able to check it. I wasn't able to. I basically completely forgot to. Include the PCV valve, positive crankcase ventilation valve, or not PCV valve, but the I don't know what the hell this is, dude. But the breather, this goes, it's part of the emission system, goes back into the thing so that any gas or anything that's not unburned or something like that, it can just fucking burn it. But I'm just gonna put a filter I had just right on top of that thing. So I've seen them done, you know what I mean? Like, I know a bunch of people that have that there, so it'll be no issue. I just completely forgot about that. Otherwise, I would have built a hole somewhere into this system to reroute it back in. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's almost ready to go. I'm just waiting for the RTV to dry, and then waiting for that 90 degree angle to dry, and it'll be ready to go. I'll tape it when I'm done filming, or I'll film when I'm done. Okay? Later. Okay, well, the snorkel's done. Everything's done for. I'm just gonna wait. I guess I'll wait a little bit before that sealant. Let me see if it's done. It's sticking to my finger. Yeah, it's still sticking to my finger, so it's not it's not cured yet. But everything else it's complete. It's just waiting for that to cure, and I guess for the compound on that to cure. But this is the final version. It's done. Like, there's nothing I need to do but just wait. Let's see if you can feel it. Yeah, you can feel air coming through here. Let's see it. That ain't too bad. Snorkel works. Ah, that's actually pretty cool.